Hi, this is Barry here, and you're very welcome to today's podcast episode from WriteCome.com. And today's podcast episode is entitled Why I Throw Rocks and Why You Should Too. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell is he talking about and who should I be throwing rocks at? Well, I'll get to that in one moment. Now, if you don't know me too well, you probably don't know that I am a big dog lover. And at the moment, we have a border collie who loves nothing more than walking through the fields. And not only is it, I enjoy the walks, I'm forced to get off my butt and go out and get some exercise. But that time when I do go out, a lot of ideas come to me, when you're walking in the countryside and, you don't have any electronic devices around you, and it gives you kind of time to think and clear your head. And that's what happened to me today. I was just thinking that as we were walking through the fields, I remember before Christmas we had bought one of those kind of slingshot, one of those plastic kind of, you've probably seen them before, which actually just you attach a tennis ball to the end of it, and it's kind of like a plastic slingshot. You kind of throw it and the ball flies off in the distance. And we had bought one of those for summer a couple of months back. And while it was good for a while, the only drawback I found was that it was very easy to lose the tennis ball. And then when you lose the tennis ball, for the rest of the walk, you're kind of walking around with this big plastic stick that you can't do anything really with. And it was only just when I was there today with Summer, I was throwing some rocks for her. And Summer loves nothing more than chasing rocks. In fact, she probably prefers chasing rocks than she does actually chasing tennis balls, because when they get lost in the grass, she's all sniffing them out and digging them out, and it's a little bit extra kind of entertainment for her, and she loves doing it. And I was just thinking to myself, I had spent money now. I had bought it in a discount store, so I didn't spend a lot of money on the slingshot, the stick thing, but the fact that I could pick a rock off the ground and throw it for her, and it would do the same job. If I lost a rock, I could just walk another couple of feet and I'd find another rock and I could throw it for her. It was low cost, and yet it done the same job as that lever thing did. And it was actually probably more effective throwing the rocks, because she got more entertainment out of it, and she enjoyed it better. And with us being in January, I was just thinking too, the amount of people who spend a lot of money in the sales, and after Christmas spending things on exercise bikes and going out and buying all the best kind of spandex exercise gear or running gear because they want to look the best, best dressed running around the streets, or they want to be the best dressed in the gym. And the fact is, you could exercise just as well with a cheap tracksuit on you, something that you bought in Walmart or some kind of cheap store, and it would do the exact same thing. The fact that you spend a fortune on this kind of exercise equipment or exercise wear, it's not going to make you lose weight if you don't use it. You get far better results if you had a cheap tracksuit on you and you're exercising it every day, rather than this kind of expensive spandex one that you only exercise in once a week, or the exercise bike that's just lying in the corner of the room that's now turned into a clothes rack. How useful is that? And maybe the money you paid for it, when you could have bought maybe some kind of cheap exercise bike. And as long as it was used every day, it would have given you far better results than that expensive one in the corner. How many treadmills are lying in homes all over the country, or in garages and stuff like that are never ever covered in dust and never get used. And whereas a simple pair of runners and out walking on the street would have got that person far better results than that treadmill ever did. And a lot of us get caught up in that idea. I'm just even looking at my blog at the moment. The team I have on the blog is the basic one. I haven't really done much to it, but a lot of people who are probably authors and bloggers think, well, I need to have the best kind of theme for my WordPress blog. I need to go spend a couple of $100 because it has to look really, really professional, has to look really, really great. And yet these people hardly ever write a blog post on it. That theme, while it looks good and all that, there's not really much content on that blog kind of to take advantage of it. Whereas the cheap theme I have in mind at the moment, the basic one, I am constantly putting content on, and I'm more interested in putting content on the blog than actually worried about how it looks. I would rather it being an ugly site and spend all the time creating content for the blog, rather than tinkering around or trying to make it look as pretty as possible, because what's the point? That's not giving me kind of value for the work that I'm putting into it. I would rather work on the content. So whatever you're doing today, whether you see some kind of fancy software that's going to do this for you in Facebook, and it's going to all those different things, if you're not creating content for your Facebook page, you're not doing the basics, what's the point of it? Some people saying to you, oh, I'm going to sell you this huge course here on how to build an email list. And, you know, when you couldn't even be bothered just to learn how to write a daily email or something like that, you know, that's totally wasted on you. So, you know, the same with people too who spend a fortune in coaching. Like, you know, somebody might spend a couple of $100 a month in coaching and, you know, never put the work in. You know, it's totally wasted. You know, a person like that would be better off just going to Amazon, you know, finding out what topic they needed to learn, go and buy a $10 book and then study it from cover to cover and do exactly everything that the author said they should do. You know, and they'll be light years ahead by using the information in the book, in that $10 book, than the $200 or $300 they were going to pay some coach that they were never going to do the work in, whose advice they were going to ignore, and it was just totally wasted to them. So whatever you're doing today, you know, think about what is the rock version of what I'm doing now. What should I be doing, rather than, you know, waste my time and looking for an expensive, you know, more kind of expensive alternative that I'm never going to use, that I'm never going to get my money back on, you know, that looks really great, but, you know, is it getting me any value at all? You know, chances are, you know, just like that kind of slingshot, that stick that I had for throwing tennis balls, you know, there's probably a basic thing that you can get away with. You know, even when I think about the video course I created, the first video course I'd done, which was the children's picture book course, I created that with free screen capture software. It didn't cost me a penny, and because it was free, I think there was like a 15-minute limit on how long the videos could be. So I used to have a counter beside the, you know, by my laptop as I was recording the screen, and I knew that I had to get everything done in 15 minutes. You know, and even the microphone I used to record those videos, like, was a basic one. I think I bought it on eBay or Amazon. I think it was like less than $10. And, you know, you don't have to go to great expense. You know, if I had to wait to go to buy maybe a copy of Camtasia or something fancy like that, you know, I would have never got the value out of it. Whereas, you know, I got a lot more value out of that free screen capture software and that kind of $10 microphone. So whatever you're doing today, you know, think of, is there a cheaper alternative that I should be doing, rather than looking for the more expensive one? And chances are there probably is. You know, while everybody else is paying big bucks for that, you know, expensive thing they're never going to use, you know, you could be light years ahead of them, just working with the basics and doing it day in and day out. And you'll be far ahead of them before they know what happened to them. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. I hope it gave you something to think about. If you did like it, I would really appreciate it if you would just hit one of the social media buttons below and share this episode with somebody else. Again, you know, if you've never been to WriteCome blog, you're very welcome to scroll through the post. There's a ton of great content on, and I'm sure you'll find a lot to, you know, not only educate you, but you know, to help you along with your business. So as always today, thanks for sharing your time with me again today, and take care and have a great day. Bye bye.